Only because a lender qualifies you for a loan, it doesn't actually mean you could afford it. Let me explain. So when a lender qualifies you, generally speaking, they qualify you on about 50% of your gross income, right? And that 50% that they do expense covers things like living expenses, income taxes, 401ks, health insurance, things like that. But let's be honest. Sometimes those expenses account for more than 50% of your gross income. Let's take taxes. Conservatively, on a W-2 income, you're paying about 25% taxes, if not more. Or at least they're withholding them. On top of that, you have health insurance, which I won't get into, but those cost a pretty penny, to say the least. Then you have optional things like maybe retirement plans, 401ks, health savings accounts, and that could easily get you to that 50% that they expense. But there's a lot more than that, right, in life. Things like eating. Have you seen the prices go up in your groceries? Also, utilities. And people forget that when you buy a house, you have to get your grass cut. You can do it yourself. I choose to. That's kind of my relaxing time. But for a lot of people, they can't do that for a lot of different reasons. And they have to hire someone to cut their grass and maybe maintain their pool and all that stuff. And that 50% expenses that the lenders take into account could easily run over 50. And if you qualify for half of your income going to your housing expense, meaning your principal, interest, taxes, insurance, PMI, and homeowners association, if you're in one, you might find yourself in a very difficult situation pretty quickly. And if not now, remember, taxes generally go up, insurance generally goes up, groceries generally goes up. So as these expenses go up, will your income be able to keep up with those? So it's very important to plan on covering those other expenses that you normally don't think about and that we as lenders don't take into account. So whenever you're going through the mortgage process to purchase a home, I would recommend you doing your own budget and list all these things that you're going to have to pay for once you do buy a house, right? Are your kids still going to go to private school or even regular school, where there might be more additional expenses that we don't know or take into account? College, right? You're paying for your kids' tuitions. That might not be taken into account as well. So there's a lot of expenses that come with owning a home, but especially in today's world, there's a lot of expenses outside of that housing expense. And the last thing I want to do, and we as lenders want to put people is in a bad situation where you can't pay your mortgage, fall behind, and then go through that hassle. So again, going back to my recommendation is create a budget, put your gross income, and start expensing what, the bills that we know and the bills that we don't. And position yourself financially for you to be able to not only pay the mortgage and not only pay those other expenses that you know of, but also enough for you to continue or be able to save money in the future. Because with a home, there's unforeseen expenses. At some point you will have to redo the roof. The AC will go out, and if you're like me, it most likely will go out on a Friday evening on a long weekend in the middle of summer. Is usually when mine chooses to go out. So, and then you gotta spend money to get those things repaired or fixed. Plumbing issues, and the list goes on. So, make your own list, check it twice, and position yourself in a safe financial situation, or put yourself in a good financial situation that you could not only take care of your expenses, but also save for the future. All right. If you have any questions on how to do this, or you need some help, I'll be more than happy to help. Give me a call. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.